What's up everyone, I am Ahmed Khalifa and today I'm going to be doing a book review about Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk, which I've just finished recently as well. And I want to talk about it just a little bit and why it could be useful for you as well. And Gary, the type of guy, Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk, whatever you want to call him, the kind of guy who you either like or you don't like. You either love him or you don't love him. And really, I don't think he cares. All he cares about is just giving value, telling people what to do, how to do things, all that kind of stuff. Now, this book is really focusing on personal brand. And Gary talking about how you should be leveraging the internet platform to create that kind of powerful, lasting personal brand. And it's an important one for me as well. That's kind of what I'm focusing on, and that's why I wanted to read this book. And it's intended for two different type of audience. And one is a natural born entrepreneur who is like has a business and wants to kick forward, or has a plan and want to start working with that plan, or just other people who just want to make it work for them, want to work and create something from their either their lifestyle, and they want to do something. It talks about how you should have a personal brand because it is like your ticket to complete and personal freedom. It doesn't matter whether you want to be rich or famous or popular. The personal brand is the foundation of everything that makes it work. It's about you and making use of your skill, your personality, of who you are to make it work. And that is kind of an investment in yourself. And that's what Gary kind of highlighted multiple times as well. Compared to the first book, and some of you may have not known this, but he got a book called Crush It. And Crush It is really focusing on his voice, and he talks about what you should do. Crushing It touches on Crush It, but he talks about how there are certain people in real life who followed the methodology of Crush It, and he talks about that. So what I like about this book is that it's not just talk about himself and only him is talking. What he did is slightly different, and he talks about how what you should do. This is a scenario that could happen, and then here's a real life example of someone who did that and what you can learn from them. And I think that's good. Having a real life example is what's really making people take some time, because if it works for them, why can it not work out for you as well? And there's one thing that Gary mentioned a few times about the word crushing it. Again, it's not about being famous or being a millionaire or being popular, that kind of stuff. Crushing it is about living life in your own terms, and whatever you're earning, you're satisfied with it and you're living the lifestyle that you want. That's crushing it. And if you're earning it and you're loving it every day, well, what more do you want? That's it. That's all you can, that's all you should aim for. Just crushing it. That's what he says. So I had to say that because people talk about, I should be an influencer and have millions of followers and stuff like that. And that's not the case. The book talks about that many times as well. The one thing that the book did as well is that, it's split into two parts. And the first part, Guy talks about what still matters. And it kind of breaks down into 8 different things. And that is areas like, your intent, authenticity, your passion, your, speed of work and your attention. And, that's kind of in the first half of it. And there's even a dedicated chapter about content. And at the end of the day, without content, you can't exist online. And that's something that Gary highlighted a number of times, that content is what it's all about. And that's what you need to use on the internet platform to kind of leverage your personal brand. And people think it's overwhelming, but there's a chapter that he mentioned. It's not a chapter, there's a paragraph: document, don't create. And it's right there. And what I like about that is, if you're feeling overwhelmed about content, and what you should do is instead document about your journey. For example, if you are someone who wants to learn how to play the guitar, or you want to learn how to dance salsa, and you're starting from the beginning, you document that journey. And the idea is that people will follow you on that journey, and they sometimes go back to the beginning, see what you were doing in the beginning, and see how you have improved over time. And then you never know, if you've gotten really good, you enter competition, you become popular, and you kind of taking people on that journey with you. And I quite like that. Document, don't create. It's a really cool way to create your own content if you could do it that way. The second half of the book talks about what you should do on each of the big platforms. We're talking about Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and on YouTube and all these ones. And he even talks about Musical.ly, which a lot of people haven't heard of before, and that includes me. And that's another platform for all those focus on music and what you should do on that as well. And there's another section about podcasts, and there's even a chapter which he said is his favorite chapter about voice first, and it's talking about, you know, the whole boom about the smart speakers everywhere, the Amazon Echo and Alexa and Google Home and, you know, Samsung and Apple, and they're all going to bring out their own version of smart speakers, and it's going to happen, and that is, you know, kind of the next big thing kind of thing. And he's kind of forecasting the future of what he thinks is going to happen, what you should do to capitalize on that and get going, get moving. Because he talks about how certain people, you know, didn't miss the boat when at the beginning, when podcasts was getting popular, people capitalized on that. When Twitter was early days and Facebook, people jumped on board. But, you know, we're still kind of early in the voice kind of section, and he's telling you to jump on board, and he explained what you could do, what you should do, and get going, get moving. That's what you should do. So I quite like how you split into these two different parts. So I definitely do recommend to pick up a copy. I'll put the link down below if you want to get that copy as well. The only criticism I have of this book is I'm not really sure about the cover. It doesn't really scream Gary Vee. It doesn't feel like it's a Gary Vee book compared to his previous book. But you know what they say, you shouldn't judge a book on its cover. However, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe he meant that, because the fact that it's in this color and this design, it kind of stands out from a crowd in the bookshop. And if you imagine, you know, the books behind me right there, you know, it kind of stand out. So, well done, Gary. I think I know what you're trying to do there. Well done. This is a good book. Get yourself a copy down below, and it's a really good book to give you that kick in the ass, get you moving. And also, if you want to make it happen, you gotta work for it. And whatever that it is, you know, you have to believe in yourself. You have to kind of give yourself permission to be terrible at it, but then get better. But you have to work for it. There's nothing you can do but work for it if you want that it, which is whatever that is, it going to be. Get a copy of the book, get that kick up in the ass, get moving, and thank you for watching this video. And if you liked it, I hope you have enjoyed it. I would love it if you can subscribe to the channel right down below. It'd be totally awesome, and I will see you next time.